Hi, guys, and welcome to another edition of Zubo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation: is it worth writing content if no one's reading it? This is a question that gets asked a lot, especially in our SEO work, because a lot of clients, when they're writing blog posts, they're writing content, sometimes it can feel like, why am I writing this content if I feel like no one's even going to my blog? It can get a little demoralizing. So that's what we talk about today. But before we begin, I want to introduce the tea we have today because it is Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today we have a Kimon black tea from Tea Station. I bought this 4 or 5 years ago, if not longer ago. I bought it from just like your classic, traditional boba shop, and I used to love the milk tea they made. So I bought some black tea from them because I wanted to make the black tea on my own. So I've had it ever since, and so we're gonna have some of it today. If you're curious, black tea is always or generally always the base for a milk tea. That's it, the standard milk tea. So if you've ever had milk tea, you've had black tea. So, but let's go ahead and get talking about content. So, if no one's reading your content on the exposure level, yes, it can be demoralizing in the sense that if you're writing content, no one's reading it, is it really worth it? However, there is a caveat when it comes to SEO that content, even if it's no one's reading it, is still beneficial to your site. So the best way to put it is there's a concept that I've talked about in these YouTube videos, I mean, that is about semantic SEO. And semantic SEO revolves around this idea that Google indexes things not by keywords anymore, but understands more things by entities. Keywords are still a part of it, but entities and topics are more about what they're doing. So a good example I always like to use is The Simpsons. If Google happens across a web page that's title tag or title of the web page is Simpsons, how does Google know if it's about the show The Simpsons or if it's about something else or maybe a real family that has the last name Simpsons? Because I know people, and I know many people who have the last name Simpsons. So, um, how they know this is that they go through the semantic SEO, which is entity indexing, how they figure it out is that they will index that page and other pages on that site. If the other pages on that site talk about Homer, Lisa, Bart, Springfield, then Google has a general confidence that your website's about The Simpsons and that page itself is about The Simpsons. If the rest of the website doesn't really talk about that and talk about other topics like maybe like your family vacations, these different trips you've taken, they have less confidence about the show and they have more confidence that this web page might be about a real family with the last name Simpson. So the reason why content, even if it's not read, is still beneficial for SEO purposes is because you need to build semantic SEO authority. And the more content that you build around a certain topic, the more trust and assurance Google has that your website or web page should rank for a certain topic. If you don't have this extra content, how do they know what you're about? Another good live example is I've worked with dentists before, and the dentists, oftentimes you've gone through lots of years of schooling and training and apprenticeship, and now you have your own practice. When we build websites, oftentimes, for them, it's building a website. They have their photo on the top. It looks cool, and they have like they'll just I guess the website with the photos of themselves and the different services they'll do, and then they'll say, it's pretty obvious if someone comes across our site, they know I'm a dentist and they know what services I'm going to get. So the website can be pretty barren. However, that's where it causes issues. You have to remember, Google is not a human being. They don't understand things like humans are. So even if they look at the site, how do they know it's about a dentist? They only know it's about a dentist if the text, images, SEO tags, and semantic SEO across the website has dental topics that they associate with a dentist. So though you may think, oh yeah, it's obvious this web page is about a dentist, Google needs to understand on a large scale through your other pages on the website to have confidence in doing so. So even if, and I'm going to round this out here, even if you're writing blog posts and content and you're sure that no one's reading it, there is still value in the sense for semantic SEO. It shores up and gives more confidence to Google that your website is about a certain topic. Therefore, it can rank you better. So we do this with a lot of our clients. They write a lot of content topics that's not like the vanguard of our marketing or what's not really going to go be marketed, but it's used to shore up and help us with our SEO practices or campaigns. So hopefully that was valuable. Blogging and content is always very important. I would really encourage everyone to do it, even if no one's reading it. Even if you're a famous writer or author, a lot of them talk about writing a lot, and only very few of it ever gets famous. you might want to do the same thing with your own website. But it's also great because even the ones that are throwaways can still be used for SEO benefit. But hopefully you found that valuable. If you guys liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, everybody.